Yeah, online guys, just wait for 2 minutes. We'll start session soon. So other people need to join. So meanwhile, if there are any doubts from the previous sessions, okay? If you have any doubts, we can discuss with you. Any doubts? Anybody? So as I said, you got 2 days gap again. Okay. So have you gone through videos? Videos. Are you receiving videos? Huh? You question are videos? And online guys, what about you? Okay. Anybody missed in the previous sessions, videos or classes?
Yes, sir. Received, sir.
Received all right? Yeah. Anybody else? I hope all you people gone through all the sessions up to now, whatever you have discussed. You covered in these 2 days because I think Friday one or two people attended new. Okay, and I asked them to revise the revise the classes through recording sessions. Okay, I hope you have done. So from that, any doubts? Okay, fine. I created one folder Python 6 p.m. Yeah, but actually I changed to that name to Python 6 p.m. Okay, Python class folder name was there now. I changed it to Python 6 p.m. folder. Okay, and okay, in this only daily what we do is we are going to save our programs. Come forward, why you want to start? We'll have back. Hmm, fine. Okay, so right. So what we are discussing right now from the Python features, right? So before what we discussed, before features, what we discussed? Huh? Tell me some titles. We discussed these something.
Batch mode.
Okay, step by step. It is better to discuss some sequential order from starting onwards. Okay, okay, modes, installation. Next,
Python shell and ideally.
okay, yes. What is it? Applications of Python. Yeah, next, features. Only these are okay. Introduction part also we discussed. Now, versions, introduction to Python, versions, right? These are also we discussed. So, from starting onwards, so we discussed all these. Okay. However, right now I'm discussing about the features. In that features, I discussed some points. Tell me whatever the points we discussed. Simple and easy,
And
free and
open
open.
source.
Next, high level programming language, general purpose programming language. Any other points? Only 4 points of 4 features we discussed, right? Any other points? No. But we have some other features also, right? We have to discuss today. Fine. So these are the features I discussed in the last session, but let me continue this one and also I'm going to explain remaining features also today. Let's continue. Yeah, these are the features, right? Fine. So in this, I discussed the first four. So directly let's jump to the fifth one today. Okay, no? Right. So I completed first four. Next today we have to discuss what? Fifth one, that is platform independent or portable. So first try to understand what is meant by platform. Okay. According to our computer terminology, platform means any operating system is known as a platform. Okay, in this, okay, according to this point, in this scenario, platform independent, in that platform is any operating system, OS, that may be a Windows, Linux, Mac, Android, all these are what here? Platforms. That is what actually platform. Any OS is called a platform. Now, platform independent means, so Python is having one feature is called here platform independent feature. Its meaning is, let's take one diagram to understand. Now see, this is a diagram. This is a Python programmer application. Okay. This is a Python programmer application. Okay. So you can develop only one time. You can develop or you can write only one time the programmer application. After developing or writing the program, that programmer application you can run on Windows or Linux or Mac or Android, or tomorrow if there is any new OS comes also in the future. Happily, without making any changes on this program application, you can run on that OS also. Means you are developing the application only one time, or you are writing programs only one time. Then later you are executing or running those programs or applications on different platforms without making any modification in that. This feature is known as what here? Platform independent feature. Understood? Okay. With the help of this feature only, now we are able to run all these Python programs or applications on different platforms. Okay. That is the advantage here. So because throughout the worldwide, suppose tomorrow if you design any application or website using the Python. So throughout the worldwide, anybody can access from any system, any OS. Yes or no? So your application should run on that particular OS. So that is required for us. So such type of feature we have for the Python. Platform independent. Suppose if it is a platform dependent, what happens? So platform dependent means you have to maintain the code separately for Windows, separate for Linux, separate for Mac, separate for Android. Suppose very first time you design the application that is suitable for Windows only for Windows, so that you can run on Windows happily. But tomorrow you want to run the same application on the Mac or Android. Again, what you have to do? If it is a platform dependent, this will not work. Again, what you have to do? You have to make some changes. You have to keep a separate copy తీసుకోవాలి ఇక్కడ. Okay, and you have to make some changes which are suitable for what? For example, Mac. Okay, which are suitable for Mac. You are doing some changes. Okay, then only this application will run on only what? Mac. Again, this will not run on what? Windows or any other OS again. This is a problem. Understood all of you? Okay. Like the same way, suppose tomorrow again if you want to run on Android, again you have to take a separate copy of this program or application. Then you have to make some changes which are suitable to what? Android. Then you have to run on that. But again, this program will not work for other platforms. Understanding? This feature is what? Tell me. Dependent, platform dependent feature. Okay, but Python is not like that. This is a platform independent, not dependent. Okay, I hope you understood what is the advantage of this platform independent. You are developing only one time the programs or applications, and that you are running on multiple platforms without making any modifications. Tomorrow you need to maintain, you have to update, right? If you want to update only one time, you can update in only one place, one code. Okay. But if it is a platform dependent, you are making a separate multiple copies means maintenance is problem. Yes or no? Maintenance problem, updation problem. You have to modify everywhere. One application only, but you are modifying everywhere. Okay, more people are required, more employees are required, more energy required, more time is required. Is everything is, this is not good practice or not a good feature. Which one is better, platform dependent or platform independent? Platform independent. Such type of feature is offering by Python. Understood all of you? Right. That is what. So simply, I'll tell once again the definition of the platform independent. The programs or applications which you write using the Python are able to run on multiple platforms without making any changes in the program or application. That is what your platform independent. Okay. It's a very, very important and also fantastic feature. Okay. Next feature is what? Dynamically typed programming language. See, I said already you have to remember all these terminologies while you are listening the class one. Okay, because I am discussing very slow. I am also revising and also I am explaining the meanings of those terminologies so that you have to memorize all these points right now only. So tomorrow, I mean, after going tomorrow or today, after going to your home or hostel, if you revise once again, then you have to store those permanently. Max, try to do like that. Okay. So because you are not learning only the theory here, you are also learning what? Practical as well. I am trying to explaining something more than this with some diagrams or with some real-time scenarios. Okay. With some additional examples. Okay. So that there is no need to by head. Okay. Right. I hope you by head some, theoretical or maybe some programs also in your colleges, right? By head step by step. Kada? You no need to worry about it. No. You no need to do such type of things in our class. Okay, so try to understand, so try to compare all these things with real time. Okay, so that you can understand, you can catch, you can memorize or remember. Tomorrow if I ask also, you can also reply. Okay, very easy. Right, same way we have one more feature is called what? Dynamically typed programming language. Fine, what is the meaning of this dynamically typed? So first you try to understand, dynamic means here runtime. Dynamic means what here? Runtime. Okay, what runtime? Program runtime or application runtime. So whenever any program is running or whenever any application is running, okay, that is what we actually dynamically. Okay, dynamic process, dynamic scenario. So dynamically typed means, let me take one example. With example, I am going to explain. After that, I'll come back to the definition. Okay, let's take the Python shell. How to connect to Python shell? Already I said there are two ways are there. Okay, first I am going to use this command prompt. With the help of this command prompt, I'll connect to the what? Python shell. So what is the command we have to use? Py or Python. Okay, I connected to the Python shell. So here, let's take x equal to 10. Okay, 10 is what type here? Do you know something C language or any other language? 10 is what type
Integer.
here? Or
Integer.
basic mathematics, integer type. 10 means integer type. Okay. Next, y equal to 1.2. Now, y or 1.2 is what type? Decimal or it is a float type. Sum, right. Now, see, same way, for example, z equal to, I'll use a single quotes or double quotes. Here, I'll write Python. Now, z is what type or Python is what type here? String. String type. So here, these are actually data. 10 is one data, that is integer data. 1.2 is a one data, there's a float data or decimal data. And next to Python also one data, there is a string data. Like that data is having some different formats like this. But now see left side, these x, y, z are called left side. Okay, I'll explain later again. These are called actually variables. We have again separate variable topic. Next, we are going to start fundamentals. In that, you are going to understand what is variable also very clearly. What is variable definition is there. Okay. How to represent variable are there. Some rules are there. We'll see in detail. But simply here variable means that is a variable basically we used to store the data like this. X equal 10 means now 10 we are storing into the variable X. So variable we used to store the data. Now we store the X value, we store the integer value 10 into the X, and I store the 1.2 data into the Y, and I store the Python into the variable Z. Now see if I print X value, see, Y value, see, and Z value, see here. Okay, now, right. Now the point here is, if you know already C or Java, okay, if you want to create the data like this, if you want to create the data or variable like this, you have to use a concept is called here data types. Yes or no? You take C language or C++ or Java or .NET. You can take any other programming languages. We have a topic is called here data types. Int data type, float data type, char data type. Okay, like that. We have pool data type. There are some data types are there like this. In the Python also you have data types. We'll see that later. But see, in Python, we are not using the data types to create these data. Suppose if you take the C language or Java, C++, if you want to create same data like this, in the C language, how to do? Int x equal to 10 like this you have to do. This syntax maybe C or C++ or Java .NET, same syntax you have to follow. But this is not, this syntax is not suitable for Python. Okay, this syntax, sir, right, sir, this one. Okay, int x equal to 10. This is not a Python syntax. The Python syntax is already shown here. This is a Python syntax to create the variables, to store the data. Okay, but the syntax for the C language, C++, Java, .NET or some other programming. Okay, means same way. Okay, let me take one more example. Suppose if I want to store the float value, how to do here? Float y equal to 1.2 like this you have to do. Means if you want to create any variable and if you want to store the data in other programming languages, okay, in other programming languages, what you have to do here? You have to take what here? Data types concepts. Okay, data you have to take. Like int is a data type, float is a data type. But in Python, we are not using the data types to create the variables or to store the data into the variables. Understood? Okay. So, because we have a feature just now, I said, what is the feature here? Dynamically typed. Python is a dynamically typed program. Means whenever we run the Python program at the time only, at runtime only, type of this variable like x, y, z type will be decided by the Python software only. You no need to write explicitly. Like you no need to write explicitly like this. Middle or iron awesome లేదు. No need to write like this in Python. Now see, I'll test here. There is one function is there type of x. Now see, what is the type here? Int type. What is class? We'll see later. Int type. See, type one function is there. With the help of that function only, I'm checking the type of x, y, z here. Now see, type of 5. What's the type here? Float type. Same way, type of what? Z. What's the type here? String. str means here string. Means automatically based on the data, type of the variable decided by the Python at runtime. This feature is known as what? Dynamically typed. Okay, dynamically typed means runtime type of the variable will be decided by the Python software. That's why it is called here dynamically typed. Understood, guys? Okay, that is why Python is known as here what? Dynamically typed programming language. Understood? What I said dynamic means runtime, program runtime. Okay, here after writing the statement, if you press enter button, that will execute automatically in this Python shell. In the batch mode means after writing, you have to save, then you have to run. I shown already, right? Whenever you run the program at the time, so variable type will be decided like that. Runtime only will be decided. You don't need to use the data explicitly in Python. Okay, that is the feature is dynamically typed programming language. Okay, right. So I repeat once again the definition. What is the meaning of this point means type of the variable will be decided by the Python at runtime only. Okay, that is what dynamically type. You don't need to use the data types to create the variables, to store the data into the variables. Okay, now, right, directly can use x equal to 10. That's it. Y equal to 1.2, something I said. Okay, like that. It's very simple. That's what. Fine. Next, we have one more feature is called what? Tell me. Very, very important feature, this one. Procedure oriented and object oriented programming language. Python is both. Okay. Do you know C language is what in this? Is it procedure oriented or object oriented? C language. Okay.
Object
Don't,
oriented.
C is what? Object oriented. C.
Uh, yes, sir. Object oriented.
C language.
Yeah.
Okay. Java.
Procedure, I think.
Okay. .NET.
No, C language is not a
Okay. Don't confuse.
object-oriented language.
Don't confuse. And I'm not asking questions from all other programming languages. Okay. Just I want to give a clarity to you. That's why I'm asking some questions to you. Don't worry. I'll explain here. Fine. I'll explain here very clearly. See, basically, C is a procedure-oriented programming language. Java is a object-oriented programming language. .NET also object-oriented programming language. Okay. But whereas here, Python is a combination of these two. But what is this procedure-oriented and also object-oriented? You have to understand. Okay. So first, let me take what is the meaning of this procedure-oriented. Okay. Let me explain. So I hope you people something you know about the C or Java, little bit, not required in depth. Okay. Do you know? Don't know? Even if you don't know, don't worry. Okay, you can understand later. Okay. Okay. See, if you take the C programming language, there you are going to write the programs by defining the what functions. Means with the help of these functions only, you are going to write the programs. Where in the C, I'm taking only one language right now. C language I'm taking, not other. Okay, just take only C language. Okay, right. Using functions, we are going to write the programs. For example, void main. Remember, void main like this. Okay. If you want to do the addition again, you are going to write like void addition. You know, remember? No? Then like this, you are going to define the functions like this. Okay, like this means by defining the functions, you are going to write the programs where in the C language. That is why C is known as what here? C is known as what here? Procedure oriented. Here, procedure means a function. Very simple. That is why here, procedure oriented. Or you can say it is a functional programming. C is called what here? Functional programming. Because we are writing program using what here? Functions. That functional programming, alternate name is what here? Procedure oriented. Understood here? That's it. So, C language supports to write the programs by defining the functions like this. That is why it is known as here procedure oriented. Like in the Python also, we can write the programs by defining the functions like this. But syntax is different. Okay, we can see the syntax is what. Okay, here instead of like this, suppose if you want to do the addition, I'm telling just briefly here, we are going to use def, then addition like this. Colon, there is no colon, sorry, braces, then colon. Here, without using any braces, here we can write the statements. We are going to do some shortcuts. Okay, because here if you use the braces here, number of lines of code will be increases. But in Python, we don't need to use these, braces here. We'll see that practically later. Don't worry. Okay. In Python, we can define the function like this. Okay. In the C, C++, Java, .NET, we can define the function like this. Understood? Okay. So, however, in Python, we can write the programs by defining the functions. That is why it is also known as what here? Procedure oriented. And also next one is what? So Python also supports to write the programs other way also. What is that other way? Yes. Okay. That other way is what? Tell me. With the help of the class and objects. We'll see what is class, what is. Don't worry, sir, because only one day you will not get a clarity. Okay, because we are going to discuss all this practically also. Function topic is there. That will take the 3 to 4 days. So class and objects. Oops, advanced Python. I said na part 4. Okay. Part 3 is total procedure oriented. We are going to discuss. I said total 4 parts na in the starting. Did you remember? Yeah. Part 3 is total procedure oriented. Part 4 is object oriented mostly. Okay, like that. So because we have to wait, we are going to discuss all these things. So first, try to understand what are all these features. Okay, so we'll see all these practically also. So now let me discuss about this. What is mean by object-oriented programming language? The definition for this is if any programming language which supports write the programs with the help of the classes and objects. That is called here object-oriented programming language. Okay, means for example, addition we can do by using the function also, and addition program we can also do using the class and objects also. But we have some differences here. We'll see that later. Okay, so if any programming language which supports to write the programs with the help of what here? Class and objects, then that is called what? Tell me. Object-oriented programming language. Or we also have one more definition for this. This is the first definition. Second definition also you can say. You can also say one more point about this. So one more point, sir, about this object-oriented programming language. If any programming language which follows the OOPS principles. What principles here? OOPS principles. What are the OOPS principles here? There are 4 principles are there. Abstraction, and second one is encapsulation. Then third one is inheritance. Then fourth one is what here? Polymorph. We'll see all these practically later. Don't worry. Okay, because this is advanced Python. In advanced Python, we are going to learn the definitions and also programs on each and every point of these OOPS principles. Just I am giving the definition here about the object-oriented programming language. Second point, once again I repeat here. If any programming language which supports the OOPS principles or which follows the OOPS principles like abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism, then such type of programming language is known as what? Object-oriented programming language. Clear? You can say any one of these points. If anybody asks in an interview, for example, in interview they ask what is object-oriented programming is, you can say first point or second point. Both are valid. Or you can say 2 points also. Understood here? Right. Fine. So I repeat once again. See, Python supports both what structures or both features. Like it supports the procedure oriented. It supports what here? Object oriented. That's why it is combination of these two. Means we can write the programs with the help of the functions and with the help of the class and objects also. That is why Python is having this feature. Combination of these two. Okay, right. So simple, sir. The definition is, what is the meaning of this procedure-oriented and object-oriented programming language? Means Python supports to write the programs with the help of the functions and also class and objects. That is what here procedure-oriented and object-oriented. Very simple. Next feature is what? Interpreted language or interpreted programming language. So first we have to understand what is the meaning of this interpreter or interpreted. I hope you people may know compiler. Some, maybe some people, may not all. Don't worry, okay? So, okay, let me explain. So, before going to this point, first tell me, give the answer for my question, all of you, because I already explained these answers, all of you, for all of you in the previous sessions. Now just give the answer. Tell me, all of you, the question is, already we have written some basic programs also in Python. Okay, I shown something simple coding, right? Now tell me, Python program we have written using which language? Think and give the answer, all of you. Online people also give the answer in the chat box. Understood my question? Can I repeat? Python programs we write using which language?
C.
Okay, na?
C language.
C language.
Yeah.
You are learning Python, but you are saying C language. Once again, think. Who said that answer?
Yeah.
Gupta, you are okay. So, but you are learning Python, right? Why you include C? Once again, you can think because if you attend the previous sessions, you can answer from the features only.
High level programming language.
Okay. Anybody else? You can, if you are unable to mute, you can respond through chat box also. Offline, guys, what is your answer? Okay, na? Good. Yes, online guys, I got only 1 or 2 responses. Okay, yeah. Let me tell you. The answer is what here? High level language. That's why I said some small difference is there. High level language. Okay, you are going to write the Python programs using what here? High level language. You know what is high level language? Huh? General English. Already I shown practically how to write simple programs, right? General English is called a high level language. Okay, fine, good. So try to give the answer, all of you, because these are already explained. I am not asking any new questions or complex questions, which I already explained in the classroom in the previous sessions. From those only, I am just asking the questions to you. Okay. Now tell me, I am going to ask one more question. If you write the program using high level language, can computer understand? Can computer understand? Or else, I'll ask one more way. Can computer understand high level language? Yes or no? No? Are you sure? Please respond. It's a very basic question I'm asking because you know already these. I repeat the question once again. Can computer understands high level language?
No.
The answer is what here? No. Okay. You know, because you studied somewhere in the childhood, computers understand only one language. What is that?
Binary code.
Binary. Please don't forget the basics. Okay. So binary language. Binary language means what you know?
0, 1.
Of only zeros and ones. Okay. So please don't forget the basics because the basics are depend. I mean, again, you have to use here somewhere. So computer understand this binary language in that instructions are in the form of zeros and ones. So computers directly can understand this. Directly can they can understand, but they cannot understand. Means computers cannot understand the high level language. But now what we are doing in the Python, we are writing programs using what language? High level language, but we cannot write programs using binary. No one cannot write using binary because we don't know binary. Yes or no? You cannot write programs using binary because if you want to write program using binary, you have to write something like this. Can you understand this one? Sorry, only zeros and ones. Only zeros and ones. Okay. After writing your program, after execution of the program, so if you observe, that is going to translate into binary, sir. Okay, because uh, computers will understand only the binary. After writing program, we have to translate into binary. then only the computer can understand. Okay. That is why in Python, we are going to use what here? Translators. Why we have to use translator? Understood now? Because we are writing program using high level language. So that high level language computer cannot understand. So computer can understand only binary language. So that we have to translate the high level language to what? Binary language. So for that purpose, we have to use a translator. That is a software actually. So whenever you install the Python software, in that you will be having these translators also. Okay. That translator name is what means interpreter. It's a translator. That translator name is what here? Interpreter. Okay. So actually Python uses this translator to translate our Python program, which we have written in high level language, into binary. That is why Python is known as what? Tell me. Interpreted language. Very simple. Understood all of you online guys? Someone is responding in the chat box. Yeah. Fine. That is what actually interpreted language. Very simple. Okay. There is one diagram is there. I will show to you. And also I'm going to explain how this interpreter will work exactly. Also I'm going to explain to you. Okay. That is also important to understand. So let me explain some more points about the interpreter, Python interpreter. Okay. Right. Now see, left side there is a Python program. We have written in which language? High level language. Assume that. So after writing program, generally what we are doing? We are running the program. Okay. So whenever you start running the program, then interpreter will come into the picture, and that is going to translate the program which you have written in high level language to what? Binary language. Okay. But this interpreter, how it will work means internally, it will scan one line at a time. For example, here 4 lines of code is there. Assume that. Okay. So it will scan first line, it will scan, then translates, and also executes. Okay. Like the same way, it will scan the second line, then translates, and also what? Executes. Like that, it will scan line by line and will execute line by line. Understood all of you? Like that, this interpreter will scan one line at a time and translate into binary and then executes. So try to understand the sentence. Okay. Okay. Let me explain with an example. For example, I have 100 lines of code or program. So try to understand. Give the answer also for me. Okay. If you understand the previous points, now you have to give the answer for this. Okay. So I have 100 lines of program or code. Okay. Now see here. For example, there is an error at line 50, and also let me write it side. Let me write it side or below. Okay, there is 100 lines of code. 100 lines of code. Okay. Now here there is an error at line 50. Line 50. And line 60 also. Understood. Okay. There are two errors, for example. Line 50 and also line 60. Okay. So after writing this program, 100 lines of program, then I saved here. I run the program. Okay. If I run the program, then what happens? Can you imagine? Ah. Can anyone guess and give the answer? What happens here?
Like the lines which are present before 50th line will get the output, and at from 50th line will get the error. Like
How many errors it will show?
it will show two errors.
Okay. Who's that? Name? Your name?
Santoshi.
Sitoshi. Good. Santosh, yeah? Good, Santosh. Yeah. And your answers? Anyone? Same. One error. Okay. What about any output? Any output? Okay. Yeah. I'll explain you. See. Yeah. Now see, there are 100 lines of code. Okay. There is an error at line 50 and also 60. If I run this program, okay, in the Python, then interpreter what it will do means it will execute the lines from line 1 to 49. Okay. Means first 49 lines will execute. And also you can also receive the what output for this. Because there is no error up to 49 line, right? That's why it will run, executes, and also shows the result up to that line 49. And later there is an error at line 50, so that it will show, I mean, it will terminate the program there only. It will show the one error which occurred at line 50. It will not show the line 60 error. Understood? Interpreter will show only one error at a time, because whenever the first time the error occurs, na, the program execution stops there only. But this will not happen in the case of compiler. If you know, for example, C language, Java, you are also using the compiler, right? Right? At the time, suppose if you make 100 mistakes, means 100 errors it will show in the case of compiler. But here it is different. Okay, now? Right. So that this is I am going to show practically to you later once if you start the coding. Okay. Somewhere I am going to show to you, because with 1 or 2 lines of code we cannot show this. I am going to show somewhere to you. So practical I am going to show to you. So for example, next what I done? Okay, I got an error at line 50. So what I done next time? I fix the problem or error at line 50. Now tell me what happens after saving, after solving. I mean, after fixing the error at line 50, again I saved and I started running the program. Then what happens again? What happens? Tell me now.
Now it will
It,
run up to 59 and we'll get the output, and it will show the error at line 60.
yes. Okay. So next time what happens means it will execute the lines from 1 to where? 59. It will execute and will show the output up to that, and it will show the error at where? Line 60. From line 60 to remaining lines also will not execute. For example, 61 to remaining up to 100, there are no mistakes, for example, no errors. But even though it will not execute, it will stuck there only. Line 60 only it will stuck. So next what you have to do? You have to fix the problem at line 60. Then again you have to save. Then third time if you run, then what happens? Tell me. This time program will run from 1 to 100, means all lines will execute. Third time executes and also shows the result for you. In that way, this interpreter will work. Okay, now. So I'm going to show this later for you. But right now I explain how this interpreter will work. Okay. So the conclusion about this is interpreted language means here Python uses interpreter to translate the program, Python program, which you are written in high level language into binary language. And this interpreter will scan one line at a time and translate into binary and then execute. Okay, I'm giving some additional points to you. Okay, right. Fine. Next features are, next point is what here? Extensible. It's very simple. Extensible means here updatable. Only one point. You know already what is the meaning, what is the meaning of this updation. Updation is required anywhere. You are designing any application or project means that should support for updation. Yes or no? After designing any software, there are no updation means can you use that? Is there any such type of app is there right now? No. Your WhatsApp you need to update. Your Instagram you need to update. Okay, all apps you need to update daily. I mean, daily means whenever system asks for updations, you know, in your mobile you are going to see the updates, right? So many. You have to update it so that that is more secure Okay, maybe you are going to utilize some new features, right? That is the thing. If you update, apps. So updates are anywhere, but same way here also. Python supports to update the applications which you designed using the Python. Okay, now, right? That is what here extensible. Next feature is what? Embedded. So what is the meaning of this embedded? Embedded means we can use the Python code or Python libraries into other technologies or other programming languages. Okay, that is what here embedded. I repeat once again, Python code or Python libraries or modules or packages we can use into other technologies or other programming languages. Okay, that is what this is called here embedded. We can mix, simply we can say we can mix this Python code into some other programming or some other code. That's what here embedded. Okay, so you can mix the Python code into Java code, you can mix Python code into .NET code, you can mix Python code into Java code. Okay, and you also can use the Python libraries into some other technologies. Like I said, Python we are using in the AML, Python we are using in the data science. Okay, Python we are using in what? IoT. Like, so Python libraries, Python code we are using into some other programmings, some other technologies. That feature is known as here embedded. Understood here? Right. Next feature is vast modules. Means many modules. Python offers many modules or many packages. That is called here library. Set of modules or package called here library. Okay. So Python offers so many packages or so many modules. So if you use these inbuilt modules, we can develop the applications very simple and also fast. Okay, very simple and also fast. For example, I'll tell a small example to you. For example, I want to find the factorial of a number. Factorial. I think already have written the program in the C or maybe Java, right? Factorial program. So here, instead of writing the step by step, the logic for the factorial, there is one module is there, math module. In that math module, there is one function is there, factorial function. Okay. Within 2 lines, we can finish this code. Okay. For example, see, if you want to use this factorial function, first you can import the math module. So how to import? Import math. Import math. In this math, what is there? Factorial one function is there. I want to find the 4 factorial. What is the 4 factorial value? 24. Do you know what factorial means? Don't know? If you don't know, don't worry. I'm going to explain later. Okay. Yes, that is a 24. We are not reading the logic here. Okay. There is one function is a factorial. Like that, there are so many. Math is one module now. Like that, there are so many modules are there. Random module is there. Okay. Daytime related modules are there. Okay. A pickle module is there. There are so many modules are there. OS modules are there. There are so many modules are there. If you use all these modules here, you know to write heavy code. See here, I have written only one line code to find this factorial. If you use the module. Okay. Like that, here Python offers many modules. If you use these modules here, we can make our program very simple. Code very simple. Within few lines of code we can write here. Programs or applications we can write within few lines only by importing these modules. Understood? Right. So these are the features of Python. I hope it's clear for you. Once again, see, I'll just recap all these briefly. So Python is simple and easy by comparing to other programming languages. It is a simplified programming language, very simple to understand and very easy to write programs. Okay. And next to free and open source, Python software is free of cost that we downloaded from the python.org website. And next to open source means here Python documentation is available in the Google, so anybody can access it. I shown already to you. Okay, please, if anybody absent in the previous sessions, please you can go through recorded sessions. Okay, I explained all these practically. I shown. Okay, step by step all these things. Next, high level programming language here. What? Python programs we write using the high level language. That is why it is known as here high level programming language. Next, general purpose programming language. So Python supports to develop the different or variety type of applications. That is why it is known as here general purpose programming language. Okay. Next, platform independent or portable. Python programs or applications are able to run on multiple platforms. That is why it is known as here platform independent. Next, dynamically typed programming language. In the Python, we can create the variables without using the data types, because variables will get the memory without using the data types here. So because Python at runtime, type of the variables will be decided. That's why it is known as a dynamical type programming language. You don't need to use the data type explicitly. Next here, procedure-oriented and object-oriented programming language. So Python supports write the programs with the help of the functions and with the help of the class and objects. Next, interpreted language. Python uses the interpreter to execute our Python programs. Next, extensible. Python programs or applications are updatable. Next, embedded. Python programs are code or libraries we can mix into some other programmings or some other technologies. Next, vast modules. Python offers many modules. Many modules are many packages. If you use these modules or packages, we can develop applications within short period of time within few lines of code, that too. Understanding also very, very simple. We'll see all these also practically next in the upcoming sessions. Okay. However, I explained all these with more clarity. Once again, you can go to the previous recorded video also about these features if you want again step by step in case if anybody are first or second class today. Okay. Fine, guys. Any doubts? Fine. Tomorrow we can continue the same. And tomorrow I'm going to start what here? Part 2. Fundamentals. Very, very important. From the first session onwards you have to attend so that you can understand the code step by step very easily. You can enjoy the sessions. Because if you want to understand the at least 5 lines of code, you have to know each and every line is what. So for that purpose, we have to learn what? Fundamentals. Like what is variable, what is data type, what are operators, keywords are what. All these we are going to understand in the fundamentals so that we can understand tomorrow entire program. Even if I give the 10 lines of program or 100 lines of program, we can understand only with the help of these fundamentals. It's very, very important. Don't miss tomorrow's session. Okay, right. So thank you. So you can use this session today. Have a nice day. Any doubts, guys? No doubts, right? Yeah. Online, guys.
No, no, no. Thanks.
Yeah. We'll continue tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
yeah.